Okay, so today we're looking at triangles. St. John is helping me today, and we're going to be talking about how triangles work initially. And what they actually do is they block the carotid arteries on either side of the neck here. That carries the blood and therefore the oxygen to the brain. And once it's blocked for 8 to 10 seconds, the person is asleep, unconscious. There's no danger of brain damage unless it was held on for 3 or 4 minutes or something like that, and I don't know anyone that could hold a choke on for that long. So it's a fairly safe thing to do, and it's very good for self-defense as well. But what we're looking at today is a triangle choke. So one carotid artery is going to be blocked by your own shoulder, and the other one by the opponent's knee if you're inside the triangle. Let's have a look and break down some details. So, trying to block the neck here, first of all, we're going to go into a little bit more detail in a second, but in terms of the triangle, what we need is one arm inside your legs and one arm outside. There's a number of ways you might initially achieve this. It might be pulling your opponent's hands, they pull them back, and then we come over the top. It might be in a guard position, and then we come from here. So there are really a number of ways to get this triangle set-up position with one arm in and one arm out. So we can start from here initially. So, first thing I need to do, I'm going to pull St. John's arm across so it's facing this way. In order to do that, there are two ways. There's the nice way and the not so nice way. The nice way is to reach over the back of the tricep with your arm. Pop your hips upwards so this arm doesn't get caught underneath your armpit, and bring it across, and then drop your hips back down. That's kind of nice. If this was MMA, the way to bring the arm across would be simple. You would strike your opponent. They'll bring their arm up to cover. As it arrives, we pop it over. What we're going to do from here, we're going to do a bit of manipulation with the legs, and then we're going to finish the choke, but I'll break that down in a bit more detail. And that's the triangle. So as you can see here, the leg on this side is blocking this carotid. St. John's own shoulder on this side is blocking this one. So we'll take it from here again. We brought the arm across. As we do the next sort of manipulation, it's very important that there isn't an opportunity for your opponent to posture back up. If St. John can pop back up now, I'm going to lose everything. So, try to make sure that there's always something stopping him from popping up. So we're here. So before I uncross my ankles, because my legs are holding him down right now, I'm going to put my hand around the back of the neck. From here, I can uncross my ankles and move my position slightly. Now, there's a couple of different ways to finish a triangle from here. You can look at going backwards, this way, so the opponent collapses into your triangle, or you can look at coming round to the side, so you can get a better bite behind the neck. Both are valid, it depends on your body type and that sort of thing, but for now, I'm just going to work myself back a little bit. My leg's going to come over, look at this, my hips are raising. Here, grab my own shin. I'm pulling it back towards me with this hook grip here. Not like this, not a C-clamp, hook grip. I'm pulling it back towards me, my arm's nice and close to St. John's head. Then this outside leg is going to come across, and it's going to close the triangle. Okay, this leg's actually going to come over the top, and it's going to pretty much hit my arm and replace it here. And then you close the leg down. Now, obviously, I'm creating a little bit of space here so St. John can still breathe. But what you're looking to do to finish the choke is pretty much make this V smaller. How do we do that? Well, we can pull his head down into the narrower part of this triangle shape, okay? Or we could look at focusing on bringing our knees together. You see a lot of guys in MMA, they'll finish here, okay? But you can also push your knees together or even reach up around here and use an S grip to close this gap to get the submission, okay? So there are a number of different ways to actually finish this from here. Sometimes guys are fairly resilient and you've got to resort to something like this. Let's go from the top again. So I'm here, got the opponent inside the guard. Whichever way, we're going to set up one arm in and one arm out. Now, we're going to pop this arm across. Common mistake from here, as I said, is using a C-clamp, so we're going to use a hook grip over the top. Pop the hips up, bring the arm over, drop the hips back down again. I'm going to control the neck. I need to be fairly strong in my hips here. My hips need to be relaxed, but I can't allow myself to be stacked this way because I'm not going to be able to finish the triangle. So through this movement, the knee here is sort of pointing, it's pushing backwards in a diagonal direction to try and keep this nice and solid. Okay, so I'm going to hold the head. Basically from here, try to remember the sequence. Very common mistake from here is basically putting your foot on the hip before you grab the head, and you can see he's gone and we're going to lose it. So we're here, hold the head, put the foot on the hip. I can use this foot to change my angle, okay? So I can change the angle of the body, and I can also walk my shoulders back so that he falls into the choke. And now the leg's going to come over. This isn't good. From here, my knee in this position won't actually get a very tight choke. So as you bring your leg over, it's nice and relaxed. It's not even touching his body right now. My hips come up, get a nice bite, and then clamp down, okay? I don't want my ankle pointing back in this direction. Got to be here. Very common mistake from here is guys throwing this leg over and then trying to close the triangle afterwards. It's sort of a bit of a mess really, because what you're actually doing is putting on a bad triangle and then trying to fix it. Much better is to come through here, grab your own shin, okay? Now you've got nice control while you can bring this leg over. As we bring it over, we don't want to do this. Okay, if I bring it over by the ankle, there's too much space in here. Sometimes you can escape that easy. There's no choke going on. So as you bring this leg over, make sure it comes right next to your arm, which is very close to his head. Boom. Look at the width of the knees now. Nice triangle. Final touch, guys, from here. There are actually a whole host of opportunities from this position. And if we look at the mix here, there's two arms. So obviously the triangle is your plan A. We've also got Kimuras, arm bars, Americanas, chicken wings, and arm bars. So the triangle is always your plan A, but there's a plethora of extra techniques available from that position. Okay. That's the triangle in a nutshell.